A new threat to America's food supply appears to be unfolding at our southern border. The USDA suspending all imports of live cattle, horses, and bison from Mexico after a flesh-eating parasite known as the screwworm was detected 700 miles from Texas. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins calling the outbreak a national security issue that could be catastrophic if it reaches American cattle. NewsNation's Jorge Ventura joins us live now from San Antonio. So, Jorge, what led to the shutdown, and how big is this threat?
Well, Nichole, this threat is both biological and economic. And according to Rollins, she says that this deadly parasite has now reached Veracruz and Oaxaca, Mexico. So that's just 700 miles away from the United States. And these deadly flies lay eggs in open wounds. And once that larva does hatch, it attacks living flesh. It's extremely deadly for livestock, but could also infect pets, wildlife, and in some rare cases, even humans. Now, the good news is that U.S. hasn't had a widespread outbreak in decades, but stopping it now is key for the administration. That's why, effective immediately, the USDA is suspending live cattle, horse, and bison imports through all southern ports of entry. Customs and Border Protection is working alongside USDA's Animal Health Division to enforce that freeze, which will be reviewed on a month-to-month basis. And any animals already in holding will be screened and treated before they enter the United States. But it is clear that containment does come first, even if it does disrupt trade. Nichole.
You know, and Jorge, the U.S. has responded to an outbreak like this before, most recently late last year. Tell us what has changed since then and what both countries are doing differently now.
So this first happened back in November of last year. That parasite was first reported actually in southern Mexico, and that's when the United States immediately halted those imports. Now, earlier this year, they did reopen the border to those imports once they did reach an agreement with Mexico, a pre-clearance inspection agreement. But during that time, that screwworm did travel north and actually headed to rural areas, including farming areas, which that means it did reach limited animal movement. And according to U.S. officials, they say that's a red flag because now it suggests that natural wildlife may now be helping carry the parasite northward beyond just the movement of traded livestock. So now the United States is moving forward with what they're calling a three-pronged strategy. That's going to also include stepping up surveillance with outreach and education to help detect those early cases. As of now, the U.S. plans to review this every 2 weeks. Back to you, Nichole.
All right, Jorge Ventura in San Antonio, thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.